Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So I'm going to carry on with making some bits and pieces to go into the timeless travel journal. Now on the last video I said I was going to do pop something into this key ring. Now what I've got one of my little cabochons, glass cabochons, and I've stuck it onto one of the tags. Now I've got Rome in this one, and I've just stuck it on. I've got two things here which I use. There's glossy accents and there's diamond glaze, and these work really well with the cabochons because you don't get bubbles and you clear it. It's perfect for sticking these glass cabochons on. A bit of glue under there. So all I've done, I put a blob, I put a bit too much on actually, and I've just stuck the little cabochon on top of the paper. I've left it there for a little while. It's probably been there for about half an hour now. So I did it before because it takes a little while to dry. So now I'm just going to go round it, cut all the way round it like this. This is the easiest way to stick something onto the back of a cabochon, especially paper, anything you've got, a nice little picture, and that then will just stick in there nicely like that, and I think that looks really good. And I'm going to pop that onto the outside of the journal, so you've got a little key ring which you can take on and off. So I am going to, now I probably can't get that out now, let's just tap it, there we go. I'm going to pop some of the glossy accents in here to hold it inside as well. Now you don't want to put too much, just a little bit, because you don't want it oozing out. Just pop it in the middle because you don't want it oozing out through the sides. Now you want to pop that in there and make sure it's obviously level like that, and then just squash it down. So there's not much in there, and you can see it's just oozing out, so you don't need too much. And I leave it like that for a minute, and then I will wipe it off. So that's quite simple. So all as I did, I just got one of the little cabochons, stuck it onto the whichever picture you want to use, with the glossy accents or the diamond glaze. I will put links to both of these under the video because they're brilliant, but you make sure you don't shake them, because once you get bubbles in them you will not get rid of them, and that's what I use to make my nice shiny paper clips as well. So that's quite easy, and then just stick it down. So I'm going to pop that to the side. Actually I might wipe it off. Let's get a bit of tissue. Let's just wipe that off, make sure we don't make a big mess. Like this. I will go over it as well with a little bit of acetone, because that takes the sticky off. And also I think, okay, so this as well, which is the Stays On cleaner. This works really well as well, so I'm going to just rub that on there. It just takes all that sort of sticky off, like that. So I will do that a little bit better when it's completely dry. So there we go. So I think that looks really nice. So I'm going to pop that to the side. Let's put the lid on that. Now I'm going to work on a few of the pages in here. So I'll just go through it again because I was a little bit out of shot on the last one. I'm hoping I'm in shot now. That's a little bit better. So I haven't done a huge amount. So this is the little envelope that I showed you last time on there. So I popped that in. That was a pre-bought one. That was a gift to me, which I thought would look perfect in there. I've got the tag, so actually what I might do as we go through this, I'm going to make a hole in here. Let's get this one. I like this hole punch that I've got. It's a really old, sort of like office one, but the little things get stuck inside it. So I'm going to pop that back in there. I'm going to get, got my string here, which is the same string as I popped onto this one here, and I've just sort of like darkened it a little bit with a little bit of ink. Now let's see, let's just double this up like that, chop that off, put this through there. So that goes through, oops, like that. Now this is quite tough, this string, but I will probably glue just that little bit in there just to keep it so it doesn't fall off. I'm going to unravel these just a little bit like that. Just pull them up. Don't pull too hard because you'll pull through the paper on there. So there we go. That's that one finished. And I did actually just go around the edges like I did on the pages, just with the scissors, or you can use a distress tool, and I've just inked it around there. So that can go in there like that. This one I said in the last video, so I just pop that, it's like a pop out, so you can journal on here, and you've got all that to journal on as well. This one I'm going to do the little tag as well, so let's pop this out here. Oops, oops, got another one in there. There we go. Another little bit of string in there. I might just do this a single one, like that. Pop that through. There we go. Like that. Unravel it just a little bit like that, and that pops in there. I will actually glue just a little bit, just so it holds it down just a tiny bit. So that goes in there like that. Okay, so what else was I going to do? Oh, this is what I was going to show you. This one is the double page. I didn't quite fit in shot last time, and all I did, I've just got the one that we did before, that showed you how to do it. I've just put a little strip of the napkin paper down there, and I've sewn around it before, and then I've just stuck it on. And then I've just got a piece of blue lace on there with a journaling card in, and then on this bit we've got the little pocket. So I've just stuck on a piece of the napkin paper that we made as a pocket. I've edged it with a little bit of fabric, and then to hold this one in, I've just popped a little tab there, which is a little slider tab, so that it just slides on there, so that holds it in place. And then I popped a little stamp on here, and then these are the two pockets. So what I wanted to do, let's go through. I wanted to do one on this page here. Now I was going to use, oopsie daisy, just wanted to do a pocket on here, just a little sliding pocket this way. So I'm going to pop, and I wanted to do with this bit of balloons here, so that's what I'm going to do. Let's just take this. I've got way too much stuff on my desk at the moment. Let's just say this much. I just wanted to go down the side. Let's chop this a little bit off there, just so that fits on here. I might even make it a little bit smaller. That's it. Just so it sits on there like that. And the edge catch it with something, and then I'm going to sew all the way around it, and then I'm going to stick it on. Excuse me. And then we can pop a little card in there like that, so you can still see the balloon on there. Okay, so let's pop this out of the way, make a little bit of room. Now what should we put? Should we put this on there? That's quite nice because that's quite light. What shall we use? A little bit of glue stick, I think, just to hold it in place so that I can sew it. Pop this down here, just scrunch it up a little bit, just to give it a little bit of texture on there, like that. A little scrunch up a little bit more. There we go. Cut that off and stick that down. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pop to the sewing machine and just sew all the way around the outside. Okay, so I've just sewn all the way around the outside, so I'm just going to chop these little bits off here, like that, and on this side, just go over this bit with just the white cotton on there, and along there a little bit. So I like that. So what we shall do now is just pop that in there like that. Just sew it, not sew it, I quite like that little dingly dangly bit down there. It's not the, it's a bit scruffy, this journal, so having little bits hanging off and stuff is quite nice. On with a little bit of glue. Stick that in there. There we go. Make sure it's stuck down nicely. Oh, I think that looks nice like that, doesn't it? And then what we can fit, we can probably fit one of the tags in as well in there. Just that just slots in like that, so it's quite a nice little pocket on there. Yes, I like that. I'm going to keep that tag in there. I want to make sure all the pockets that I put on, I have actually got something in them. Okay, I like that, that looks nice. Right, going backwards and forwards, let's see what we can do back here. So we've got some plain pages back here. That's the back one. Let's do something on these. Okay, what shall we have on here? What's a little stamp? So let's pop a pocket. Shall we pop a pocket on there? That's, I stuck that on, didn't I? Oops. On there, let's have a look. We could have that on there. That fits on there quite nicely, doesn't it? So we can have the big tag fitting in there. I think I might put that on there. Let's just tidy it up a little bit. Get something to decorate it with. Now I've got some of this as well, which I might put on there. Let's have a look. What else have we got? Some scruffy bits here. Let's go this way. Okay, just stick. Don't think about it, just stick it on. I'm just going to wrinkle this up just a little bit like that. I don't have that so big. I think I'm just going to dangle that down from the middle-y sort of bit there, like that. I don't mind those little bits hanging down. Just chop this off because that's on the inside of the book. So we need to be sort of more of the outside so that doesn't get stuck. So that looks nice, doesn't it? Put that on. I can find afterwards, we can always put other little bits on here. Now what did I do with that stamp? Got a big one here. Don't like that one in there. I had some more. I'm not sure what I've done with them now. I think they're all in this big pile that I've got here somewhere. I will have a look in a minute. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take that and sew, oops, along the top, and then we can stick that on there. Okay, oh there we go, there's a stamp. Just stick these on here. I quite like all these stamps on here. Yes, I'm going to stick that on. I'm going to stick it on with something that's a little bit stronger. Make sure it doesn't come off. I can just go there. Okay. Right, I'm just going to quickly sew around the outside of this. Just go all the way around like that. Okay, so that's sewn around the outside. Let's get rid of those little dingly bits. Now what did I do? I'm so unorganised lately, I don't know why. Let's just ink these bits on here. Okay, I can go on there like that. Even sort of like have a little clock hanging off there, couldn't we? Look quite nice. So I'm just going to stick that onto there, just so we've got another little pocket in the back. There we go. Perfect. Stick that on. Make sure we're all stuck down nicely. There we go. Now what I'm going to do, I've got this big tag. I might actually print off some more. We've got all of these journaling cards as well. So I think I might actually pop one of those in there. That would look nice, wouldn't it? Right, so I'm just going to grunge this up a little bit. So what I do, let's just move this out of the way because I do make a mess. Just take my scissors, and again, if you've got a distress tool, use that. But I just go round the edges like this. I can never find my distress tool, but I can always find my scissors. So that's why I tend to use these a lot more. Now, the paper that I printed these on originally was 160 gram, but I did back it with some quite thick card, which is probably about 300 GSM, I would have thought. So they're really quite sturdy. There we go. There we are. And what we need to do is just grunge them up a bit, like that. And once you've done that, it tends to sort of darken it quite a lot more. And I think that makes them look a little bit older and more sort of vintage. There we go. All done. So, perfect. I will at some point just go around these with a sewing machine as well. So then that can just sit in there. So that's another little pocket in there, which is nice. What else can we do? Let's see, what can we have on this page? Could do a couple little pockets, little staggered pockets. Like this. Or I might even just do like a corner one. Maybe I'll put that on there. Let's just trim this down. That didn't cut off very well. Trim that little bit there. Now, put that on there like that. Let's see, does it need to just go in a little bit? That would look nice, wouldn't it? And then we could put a big tag in there like that. That would look nice. That's what I will do. I'm just going to bend that like that. Just sort of chop it off like that. Put that to the side. Let's get some bits and embellish this. Let's have a look. What can we have? I think I will sew this piece on, because you're not going to see it because it's going to be hidden anyway as a pocket. Put that on there. Can't really put any sort of like bows or anything on this, which I would normally do. So I want to try and keep it a little bit sort of masculine, I think, for a travel one. Might even pop. I've got any more string on here hidden anywhere. Let's have a look. No, let's make another piece. All as I did to colour the string, I'm going to end up losing that lid, so I've got to be so careful. I've got my little distress tool and just did that, look, with a little bit of ink like this. So instead of adding a bow, we can add a piece of string. I'm not sure how to do any knots. Oh, you can do something, just sort of, even if it's something like this, just so it looks like a some sort of knot. You can pop that on there, sort of thing. Let's pop that through there again. Chop that little bit off, wrinkle these bits up, and what I will do, I will actually sew that down onto here. So it's not sort of a bow, but it's got a little bit of texture to it. So I'm going to hold that down and I will sew that all the way through. Oh, excuse me. And then I'm going to, let's just take that off. Let's just edge this. Like this. There we go. And then I'm going to to sew all the way around the outside, and then I'm going to sew that onto there. Okay, so I will be back, 2 seconds. Okay, so I've just sewn that all around the outside, and I've sewn that on. I've sewed it on with a little bit of a zigzag stitch to keep it together. So there we go. Cut all the little bits and pieces off. Like that. Ink up the edges like that, and then we go. Perfect. So we've got a nice little sort of corner pocket now. Put these bits in there, and I think that looks really nice, just like that. So we can stick that down with this glue. This is the one I'm using, is a Stampora Glue. It's the extra strong one, which is really good, which I have started using. I don't want to glue that bit, do I? I've started using this as an alternative to the Fabri-Tac and the 3-in-1, because I can't get that delivered here, and I'm finding this really good. Stick these down like this. Pop that just on the corner, just like that. Don't want to stick that piece down, so stick this down like that. Perfect. So that then should fit the big tag. There we go, like that. So I think I would like to put some other bits on this one. I think it's looking a little bit plain, so let's quickly do something with this. I hope the camera doesn't go off. Okay, let's just stress the edges a little bit like the other ones. Hoping this will give you a few ideas of if you're making a travel journal, the Timeless Travel Papers journal, a few ideas how to use the papers. So there we go, and the embellishments that are in there. So let's just take this, make a little hole in the top. If I can find the little, here we go, my little tool. That in there like that. Perfect. So I think I might just use that little odd bit there in this one instead of a string. Just pop that in there. There we go. Perfect. Okay, let's see. Let's maybe use one of these on here. Now that will fit in if I make a little pocket. What can I make a little pocket from? Maybe we'll have a little bit of fabric. That might look quite nice. Okay, let's just cut this off here. Like that. Get all the little bits and pieces off. Gosh, lots of little bits and pieces coming off here. Okay, so that can stick on there. I'll just check my camera. Yes, it's fine. Let's see. No, I don't like that. What else have we got? Let's add a little bit of this to the top. top. I might actually cut that in half, sew that on, just to be a little bit different. Go around the edges. Maybe I'll distress it a little bit. That looks a little bit better, I think. When you add sort of like layers to things, it gives it a little bit more sort of dimension. So it gives a little bit more interest to your journals as well. Let's see what I might do. Put that on there like that. The only thing is, we're not going to be able to see it when it's in the pocket. So where else we could pop it? I'll do a side one. That goes in there like that. I might actually just do, I will just leave it, I think I will just keep it on the bottom. Maybe I'll put it in a belly band instead of in the book. So let's just stick this onto here, because I'm going to sew around this. I only want a little bit of glue. So I'm going to stick that on there like that. I'm going to stick this onto here. Just a tiny bit. Let's take that piece off. Okay, so I'm going to sew along the top, and I'm just going to go around this piece here. Okay, there we go. That was quick. Let's just take these little pieces off. Side. Okay. All my stuff everywhere. What a mess. Right, I'm going to stick that onto here now. So just doesn't need too much glue because I'm going to sew this again. So just a tiny bit to hold it on so it doesn't move. Like that. And again, you don't have to sew any of these. If you don't have a sewing machine, just make sure you've got a nice strong glue. Like that. And then I'm hoping one of these is going to just about fit. I think, if I'm lucky. I go right to the edge. Okay, I'm just going to quickly sew around the edge of this. Okay, perfect. So let's just chop these little bits off like that. Oopsie daisy. I did sew across here, and that will just keep the seam binding in there instead of it coming off. Which I'm going to have to put this lid on because I know I'm going to lose it. I know I keep saying that, but I'm sure I'll lose it at some point. So that fits in there just nice and snuggy. So that's perfect. Now I will distress this just a little bit again. Okay, so there we go. I'll sew around that at some point as well. Oops, I need to just ink just those little edgy bits. Just like that. Okie dokie, so that's done in there. Pop that in. Now what I think I might do is put this on another page, because we're not going to be able to see that in there, are we? So let's have a look. Oh, I could pop that on there. We could pop it actually with a belly band, couldn't we? Let's have a look. Right, I will do that next time. Okay guys, well thank you very much for joining me. There's a few more bits and pieces that we've added to the journal, and I'm hoping to get this finished by the end of the week. So there we go. Alright guys, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed that. Take care and I will see you soon. Alright, bye bye.